The siege of Zanjan, which began in May 1850, is known as the most devastating of all the Bábí upheavals. During this siege, which lasted 9 months, almost 3,000 Bábís, under the leadership of the heroic Hujat, were besieged by the troops of the Prime Minister in a fort in the town of Zanján. Though there were many acts of valour during this time, one of the Bábí defenders in particular became known to friend and foe alike. This brave fighter was a young woman named Zaynab. One day, unable to passively watch the attacks on her companions any longer, this young peasant girl cut off her hair and dressed herself in a man's tunic and headdress. Then, grabbing a sword and shield, she took a place at the barricade. Fighting shoulder to shoulder with her fellow Bábís, she showed such courage that the enemy troops soon fled. Hujat was watching from a turret that day. He saw Zaynab set out in pursuit of her attackers and recognized her. He sent her a message asking her to return to the fort. Zaynab came to speak with him and begged him to allow her to continue fighting. Hujat granted her request, commending her courage, saying, "Not by their outward appearance, but by the character of their beliefs and the manner of their lives does God judge his creatures, be they men or women." Hujat gave her the name Rustam Ali as a mark of her courage and warned her, as he did with all of his soldiers, against any excessive use of force. "We are called upon to defend our lives against a treacherous assailant," he said, "and not to wage holy war against him." For 5 months, Zaynab fought valiantly. Those who fought with her were inspired by her courage. Accounts of the siege describe how she was always in the forefront of the turmoil and how her sword was always at her side, even while she slept. A few months into the fighting, Zaynab's enemies discovered her secret, but they were still just as frightened of her. It was said that even the sound of her voice terrified her opponents. One day, seeing that her companions were suddenly enveloped by the enemy, she went to Hujat and begged him to allow her to help. Hujat was heartbroken as he knew the danger, but he agreed. Zaynab ran out of the fort to the enemy barricades and routed the soldiers from the first 3 of the defences. She was engaging in overcoming the 4th when, beneath a shower of bullets, she dropped dead. After Zaynab's death, even her enemies praised her courage and faith, and 20 women of her acquaintance embraced the cause of the Báb. To them, she was no longer just a peasant girl. She was the very incarnation of the noblest principles of human conduct, a living embodiment of the spirit which only a faith such as hers could manifest.